Ossoff says if you're against mail-in voters, you're racist. And I said, if you mean to keep trying to purge black votes because they just happen to vote Democrats, then maybe inherently you're a bit racist and prejudiced. So this is an easy voter suppression is not like voter suppression is obvious. I mean, it had to be something that had to be reined in by literal law, by literal like acts, like a literal voting rights act had to like rein in the amount of voter suppression. So he said that's a bit of a stretch. And it clearly isn't. So he says out of his mouth, you're saying, well, black people are Democrats, so if any attempt to stop Democrats is a ploy to stop black people. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I that literally has zero to do with the other side of the conversation. Like, you see, and then you want me to humor this. Y'all want me to humor this. This is the divide. See, the moment you don't have the nuance to discuss this point past like what I said, and you're getting ready to twist it into like some yeah, it's a bait. Okay. I need an emote for when I get baited. With the little fish up, and it's like as bait, and it's and then yeah, I can't stop that though. I can't stop it because I knew that these people were not like this beforehand. The food's there. I mean, obviously, so it's real fresh, just like you know, super fresh. So those not all these eggs? They look like all these eggs. Oh shit! And you dropped one. I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone. Sorry, guys, my dad is talking. All right, I'm continuing. So the problem with baiting is that it's starting to come from people that, let's say, for the sake of argument here, I know. It's like I know that you know for a fact that you are like not you're you're skipping this like you're skipping the little parts of your story, the little parts of your arguments, the little part of your dissertations. You're skipping it because you're choosing to, I don't know, like you're choosing to just be not there. You're choosing to just be not there. You're choosing to not be present. So if you've ever gotten into an argument with somebody and like you're trying to figure out why it's like delving into like a point that you like don't really get because it's like I'm explaining this to you almost like for the first time ever and it's weird that you've never heard of this. It's because they don't have anything but counter arguments because they don't live in a reality where we all share the same thoughts, the same identities. We're not attacking the same problem. So, like, you'll sit there and wonder how can people like Trump? It's because they like him, not his actions, not his laws, not his. They like anything good about him. They just like him. You don't ask the question about how he ended up being a beacon for white supremacy. That's just a natural a surgence. Like you elected the first black president. I'm so proud of you. That's a black man at the top of the ladder. You don't think that could generate any like hate whatsoever? So then you put in somebody who says the quiet part out loud. Oh, it's time. We're taking back our country. And you fall victim to like, how could you like that? Because they don't like him for what he effectively turned the Republican Party into. They just like him. That's it. It's really simple. It's so simple that once you say it, it's like, well, I could have explained that like 50 times beforehand. But it's hard to because they talk with their chest. And it's like you wonder where the violent thoughts come from. It's like I need to cave in you. I need to cave it in. Like I don't. What words? You already bought into the like you couldn't even buy into like at least a good theory. Like at least become hardcore. Like I don't know whatever they got in. Oh man, I'm trying to think of another. At least become hardcore libertarians. Put it like this: Trump supporters thought a wall at our southern border would stop immigration as a whole. Yeah, yeah. Yo, they don't even. I don't want to get into that right now, but they don't even talk about European like immigrants like that. Oh, you immigrated from Europe? That's beautiful. That's where we came from. Like they don't care about Canadian immigrants. They don't care about Japanese or Asian like immigrants, except India, which a whole other point we're gonna make. Muslim ban at the beginning. Like they why are you so focused on a southern border wall? It's too easy. And it's too easy to say, why do you care about this stuff? Because their dear leader says so. The dear leader says so. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. And then we as people who just don't buy into so the the left does this thing where they like have to save you. You need to know the truth. Like, no, some people are just meant to like think of fringe theory and it's a big cult. Like the left don't know how to get people out of cults. The FBI couldn't get those people out of the cult in Waco. Like cult status is a thing that you're not used to. And it's weird because it's like this cult isn't strong. There's no grand whoops. Almost knocked that over. There's no grand purpose. There's no like hierarchy. There's no leader. There's no, oh, we're all gonna drink the Kool-Aid. Like, it's just he lost the presidency and it was over. Like, you had fun. But they like him. So seeing him lose makes them feel like they got robbed. Like, my guy didn't make it to the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go out and shoot up a bar. Like type like you're asking for too much out of them by having to have to aggressively inform them. Because at some point it's like you don't believe in reality. If supporting Trump, yeah, I mean they technically did. The capital would be the main like point of that, right? I think the capital would be the kind of end game Kool Aid thing, because now they know they don't have the police on their side. So it's crazy how like far this should be just this whole 40-minute talk should just be that whole segment. So he said, oops. I just want the thread loaded. So he said, all black people are Democrats. So if any attempt to stop Democrats is a ploy to stop black people, that's reversing the sentence. See? It's cute. Like, you got to really get into the nuance. And I'm sorry that I'm putting on a lot of, like, at this point, the Capitol building, I think, is like people died. Like, come on. Like at this point, you died to your own man's. Like, um, they'll reverse sentences to drag out another point. That actually sounds far more racially inspired than what Tucker said. Racially inspired is not racist. Don't do semantics with me. Don't do that. Don't. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Face it. Like don't do that. Don't do. I am the king of like. I will whittle you down for every word I got, man. Don't do that. Don't. Please don't do that. Please don't. Please don't do that. Please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. That'll get you. That, so, also, I'm going to be upfront. Stop trying to fight for people who could care less about you. Just because Democrats talk more about race than Republicans doesn't mean they actually care about you or me. We're just free votes for the Nancy Pelosi's of the world. Okay. First of all, you aren't being upfront because we're not talking about that. We're talking about black people, like just black people. Second of all, just because Democrats talk about race more than Republicans doesn't mean they actually care about you or me. it's a little telling that the Republicans don't talk about it at all. I Jada laugh. Like, okay. Okay. Man's never had a shot of whiskey in his life. Hypothetical hairs. Man's beating his chest. I got him now. I got him now. Look at him. Look at the left. Look at the left. Look at the left. Yes. Like, yo. And that's why, like, okay, so you're gonna see because we're gonna speed through this. I'm obviously not gonna read every single comment and comment on them, but you can read it for yourself if that's the case. But woo, like no nuance, no nuance, nothing at all, nothing at all. So that's what the funniestly it is like. That's what Tucker said. Genuinely ask yourself what have the Democrats ever done for you? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? If anything, they must be doing something right because, like, the other side keep trying to stop them from voting. There must be something, like, just pick up a book. Okay, 2 + 2 = what? 4. Okay. If. Yeah, I told you this was going to be a trippy conversation. I said it was going to be trippy. Yo, so let's put this together, all together, shall we? Black voters, generally, black voters, generally, vote without knowing their party affiliation. Republicans seem to choose to attempt to do weird things to suppress their vote, such as creating less polling stations and allowing less workers in, so it goes slower and there's a longer line, dissuading you from waiting on said line because you have things to do and voting shouldn't take 8 hours. Or making the certain county legislature say things like mail-in ballots must be postmarked no later than this date and must be received by this date, and then doing things to harm the post office, voter ID, etc., etc. Signature checks. And it seems to me that these things on the right side seem to all have in common is that they all seem to happen in or around communities that are stuck around black voters. So if they're doing it in a specifically targeted way, why would they be so ass backwards as to stop people from voting that would vote for them? Like, yo, I nursery rhyme that because it's that easy to say out of my mouth. I nursery rhyme that. The phone rang earlier before you got in. I didn't check the number. It was a spam caller. That was what it was. So maybe, yeah. So maybe this one is real. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. So clearly they're doing something because black voters tend to vote Democratic, which is why Republicans go after them. That's whatever you think about whatever thing. Just black voters get like marginalized because they vote Democrat. If they were voted, if we were all Republican voters, yo, you would see so much power. Yo, Republic. So I said, name one. Yo, it's not. Why is the chat? No. Oh, okay. I have to fix that. The word S, the letter. I'm bugging. I'm bugging. I'm bugging. I'm bugging. I'm bugging. I'm literally distracted by this monitor. So if you're new to the stream, you're like, okay, what's the stream about? Blah blah blah. So I got a way larger monitor, so like there's so much space that my eyes like I'll get distracted. If you see me like looking up there, looking over there, that's what I'm doing. Like I have to scan the screen now. Anyway, so this man said Ron Paul is progressive. That son, please, please make this hard. I need it to be difficult. Can you make this difficult for me? If you can make, I need a challenge on easy mode. Light this man up like Scarface. Oh my god. Yo, yo. Man said Ron Paul. I could have blocked him after that because I'm like, there's no way I'm getting through that. That's smooth brain. That's so smooth brained. Oh my god. So then he said, "You're the only one making race-based comments. We're gonna skip down again. Everyone is well aware most black people are Democrats." What are you talking about? I didn't even read that. I was already in like fight mode, so I didn't even read that. Most black people live in oh jeez. I always wonder what that is. Most black people live in large cities. Regressive, you misspelled regressive. Hold on. I just caught it. Yeah. I'm so slow. I just caught what you said. Yeah. Yo, facts though. Yes, thank you. I had to like I'll just unpack this for me, baby. I need this so bad. I need this so bad. I need internet validation so bad when it comes to these conversations. I need to see you cry at the end of this. Like, all right, you got me. You got me, bro. I'm typing hard right now. You got me, bro. I swear. I was gonna play COD. I was gonna hang out with the boys, but now we here now. Strap in. Yo. Strap in. Here we go. Paragraph 1. Yo. Okay. Okay, so most black people live in large cities, and most large cities are democratically run. But making the jump saying any attack on Democrats is an attack on black people is probably something a white person told black people to get them mad. Like, you're flipping my sentence. Flip that around. We're going to literally flip it in real time, and I'm going to make this, I'm going to say this flipped. But making the jump and saying any attack on black people is an attack on Democrats all makes sense, doesn't it? Because you, by your own facts. So this dude who oh, Jason's on this thread. I hate when people lurk my threads and don't say nothing. Okay. Yeah, he said he's fighting against in-person voting during a fight against rural Latinos. That's a misnomer, not a point during an actual pandemic, but it's an attack on any marginalized group that's in a large. I'm on point with it today. I'm on point with the water today. Okay. Okay. Black people are 12% of the country. How can you say targeting all Democrats would be centering on black people? Did I say that? Did I say that? Like 47 years of this being repeated, but it's off because it centers on black people as a target voting bloc. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I what? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So see when you know how you be in a real like argument with your parents or something, or like or you just argue with somebody your best friend or whatever, and you get home and after you cool down, you get a little thing to bite to eat or whatever. You say, "Damn, I should have said that during the argument." This is me realizing that that was happening in real time because my attention span for stupidity is so like large but thin. Like my patience is so thin, but my attention span is so large that like could do that in real time. Holy crap! No, I'm right. Here we go. My point. If the Geo, I said this to you guys already. Then he said, "I gotta admit, that is a lot of mental gymnastics you did there. That actually made me laugh." First, are you claiming anyone from the GOP is trying to stop mail-in balloting in only Democratic states? What do y'all want from me? Do you tell me what what do you want? What do you what do you what what? That's all of them in one word. What? What do you want from me? Like, what am I supposed to say and or do to any of that? What do you Excuse me? Oh please, I need them all, bro. I need emotes. I'm gonna figure out how to make emotes from that. Oh my god, I need it, bro. I need it. Oh my god. First, are you claiming anyone from the GOP is trying to stop mailing? Are you not paying attention? It's like you can't be that dense. Now we're entering new territory of like you want to be a debate lord so bad because you haven't slept with a woman in 2 years. Like, just be honest with me, and I will move on with my day. Like, just and this beat a lot of y'all. The main people I get into gravitational conversations with be wanting to argue so bad, saying the weirdest things. And so you'd say, okay, Marquise, you're rational. You wouldn't spend your time like doing this. And it's like, I'm low key not doing it for them. I'm doing it for anybody who comes across it and says, I'm not sure what to believe. I don't know about any facts. I don't know about this or that. Like, I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for people who hear a bunch of stuff and then don't know what to accept as fact or truth. Like, I can understand being confused. That's a super compelling thing to have a group of your supporters storm the Capitol. Clearly, something must be clicking, and you gotta be at least a little interested to know what's clicking in that group that's making them all come together. Sure, fine. But at the same time, yo, excuse me? I shouldn't have to take 16 minutes and not even be remotely through with your conversation before like if that's not an effective argument. If it takes me 16 minutes and I'm not even all the way through with it, like you're bugging. But you're cheating. You're cheating. So I'm like, they've already said having the ability to change your opinion without embarrassment is having these times. Yeah, especially since people like realize that they've done wrong in their life and people still shame them for it on social media and they get tired of seeing that. I don't want to see that. I want to see people make that's I understand that. I can sympathize with sticking to your guns because the other side would just be absolutely like horrendous. I understand that, but you got to live with it, man. You slip on the street in New York City, nobody even pay attention to you. Like you got to live with it. Ah, that was funny, that was embarrassing, and you walk on, and nobody cares. Like take the L, and that's what I wish. Like politicians should do that. Take the L. I fucked up. I did the wrong thing. I thought it was gonna be good for my career. I thought it was gonna land me a seat. I thought it was gonna get me and my family this. I got personal with it. I got selfish. I wasn't a constituent, and I'm sorry to my people, and I'm gonna change. Humility, slaughter the races. Would have to fight so hard to like beat humility, but nobody want to do that. They want to look strong from jump. They want to look strong from jump. It's because what is like what else is there? Saying that the entire move to contest the vote is singularly a ploy solely for racist means is designed to target low IQ Democrats who meet very few Republicans and don't watch both sides of the news. When did I say that? When did I say that? Can there be any doubt that it is those of the marginalized residents of large cities who have been impeded by racism and poverty in exercising the right to vote? Yes. 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 Yeah, like it's the easier thing to do. It's the easier thing to do. It's weird that you think that that's a low IQ take when that's the route that they'll take. Like you specifically pick people in certain neighborhoods, you disenfranchise them from voting, that shuts down that block, which makes your other block stronger around them. Think about it. Atlanta was able to turn the whole state, big counties able to turn the whole state blue. New York City keeps almost the entire state blue. Like, why is that? Why would you want to disenfranchise those specific people? And it's like, this article is designed to fool those with low IQs. First of all, IQs plural is not with an apostrophe. You see how petty I would get? And then he brings up Hunter Biden. How did we get there? And as we talked about in a previous stream,
here.
Hey, thank you for the follow. You got that one. Oh my god, I think we've hit 100 followers. I'm going to scream. I need to do something special with y'all. Y'all want to play Detroit Become Human as a stream? Do you want to do that together? I've always wanted to do that, like play that and have y'all make the decisions. Oh my god, thank you for the follow again. I appreciate it. I really do. A lot of streamers will be like, "Oh, I love you. Thank you for the follow." Like, no, I do not have this show. I do not have this platform. I do not feel comfortable expressing myself if you guys are not here with me. So thank you. You really do like make this happen. Even if you stop by for 5 seconds and you're like, "All right, I like that dude. I'll hit him with a follow and then dip." It really keeps my depression at bay. It keeps my motivation up. Makes me think I'm doing something right here. So thank you. So yeah, he brought up Hunter Biden. He brought up Hunter Biden because they always bring up Hunter Biden. That's their thing. Then he said that Russia didn't interfere in the investigation, even though we showed him a Senate report that said, with conclusion, Russia interfered in both elections. We went back into it. That's the point. And then more people posted it. More people tried to convince him, gave him 67-page of evidence. We talked about it. I gave him like mad links. Everybody's laughing at him. This man said, literally none of your articles talk about smoking gun evidence. At this point, I'm well aware you're not actually reading articles, which, thanks to you guys in chat, literally why I have all these articles on deck. If you guys were a little open-minded and weren't so defensive, maybe you'd learn something. You'd be more interested in finding the truth than trying to be right for the sake of it. See? It's not Republican versus Democrat. It's not conservative versus liberal. It's not even, I want to say, it's not the right versus the left. It's truth versus fiction. That's the fight. That's why these people stormed the Capitol. That's why they got so aggressive when police weren't on their side. They don't live in the reality that these things are not going well for them. That's why pushing the cue, it's this date, that is this date, it makes them anticipate. They think that this is some grand LARP story where they're playing the grand, big heroes that rise up against the government and take it for all it's worth and give back to the people. They think they're the Robin Hoods. They think they're the Avengers. So they fucked around and they found out. It's as simple as that. And this is why I'm showing you guys this. It's people you know. It's people you hang out with. It's little small, yeah. And people say liberals do that too. Oh, you're trying to invite me into your ideology. No, we're just more tolerant now. All that, like, the internet made us so capable to see other people and their struggles and the rise of like getting into your identity and being comfortable with who you are and being able to express that with specific terms, things that you can land on to say I'm part of this group and I'm part of that group, and the umbrellas that we have and the beautifulness of just like, okay, this needs to be a party for the people. We need to work for the people. We need to do this, do that. Like, that's where the left is standing. And the right is hanging on to, I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to say what I want without being judged. The social order has changed. The internet gave us the ability to say that word is hurtful. That word is hurtful. These things are hurtful. Yo, who didn't grow up in the Modern Warfare 2 lobby? You was hearing the N word like every other second. But because of that, you're not hearing that really on the streets. I'm not going to say that out loud. You'll hear it on the game. But like immediately became a culture of that was toxic. Like we were kids. We thought we could say whatever we wanted. So we just said whatever. The words that we used to say. We used to say that the G, like we used to say the F word, like the T word. Like there was all a bunch of stuff in those old school chats because we were new. And when people made a joke out of it, when 4chan was like, this is bad or this is whatever, we accepted that because that was culture. But culture changed rapidly because more people got onto it. More people said, I don't appreciate that. We got more educated. There were more articles out, more stories, more firsthand takes, more self explanatory. Oh, okay. Words are just gonna escape my head. Explanatory, yeah, yeah. Self-explanatory stories. There were more like testimonials, and now we're more okay. That hurts people. We're like, yeah, yeah. They're at the modern. Yo, put that on a t-shirt. Old heads is fine. They're on the modern warfare. Oh, you get. Thank you. You get comments. You get, you get messages. Look at all these libtards DMing me, telling me I'm a horrible person because I wrote this status. It's just a status. Don't get your feelings hurt. Don't get your knickers in a bunch because they not evolved to see. Oh, this is the response you'd get anywhere. Do you think the internet's the same as your small town? We already been through that. We was on the PS2 lobbies on Killzone. That's wild, bro. Like we was there. We Xbox 360, them lobbies, bro. And it's like you don't understand feedback. You don't get feedback. And it's crazy because then I'll end up in conversations like that. I'll get it. Yo, combat, like Maple Story had a cool community. I think that was cool. I think Combat Arms was a little less toxic. But like League drove that shit in Overdrive, Dota, StarCraft, like Modern Warfare, Halo. These servers were like, wow. But we used to that. We passed that. We passed the forum days of 4chan. These older people are gonna find 4chan and think that's a reliable news source. Facts. That's facts though. Oh man. That's facts though. Like, oh man, I wish I could play some music right now that reminded me of that time because like I wanted to really like walk you through how I felt during them, but we're not gonna do that. A friend of mine was just telling me I thought World of Warcraft was like a lot better, but apparently like with Asmongold and his community, like it's just a toxic like fest. Hey, what's up? It's yeah. Apparently, World of Warfare is like a toxic fest or whatever, and I'm like, interesting. So yeah, that's I need to end this segment badly because we need to move on. But like, yo, this comment took me out, and it made me realize that's the problem. Is having this conversation with people based on you knowing the self evident falsehood of yo, all right, we got shirt ideas. We got three now. We got three shirt ideas. Oh man. Hey, 100 followers, I'll take it. Yo, it's crazy that that sentence like really like made me think, wow, I'm not even arguing with you on policy. I'm not arguing with you about like actual politics. It's just you think you're telling the truth. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm not right because I'm debunking your falsehoods. I'm just right because you're saying a bunch of falsehoods. Like, you're not basing your opinion on something grounded in actual reality. It's a warped view of it. And that's dangerous to move forward with that, to move so far forward with that, that you end up with capital. You end up with capital insurrection. I'm not gonna read the rest of the thread because it just devolved in there. And then a friend of mine tried to like play the centrist coin. Don't play the centrist coin with me. And I'm oof. We need to impact that. So we're gonna impact a bunch of that. Okay.